Hey guys, welcome to Bitglen, and today I'm joined by my colleague or one of my best friends, Nathan.
Hello.
Hello. Um, he's come round and we were discussing loads about the markets today and what's happened and what's changed and the ICOs. So I thought I'd tell you that we've actually had an ICO, the Envian, that obviously I've told you guys loads about. They had some big news come out today about a delay, but we'll talk about that in a second. So um, let's get into it, Nathan. The markets are not looking good today.
No, not really.
So a lot of them are down. The only one that seems to be up, and that has been up for the last few days, every time I check it, is Dash. Dash always seems to be up, even whether it's 1% or 15%. A minute ago it was up to 10%, now it's up 7. Let's refresh this actually, just in case something's changed. Oh, it's up 12%. So that's proved my point. So we decided to we've got about 650 in Ethereum, because as I explained in my video late last night, we lost out actually. So we invested into Ethereum about £700, and we lost out because we bought it when the markets were so high, when it hit that, what was it, 340 billion.
Yes, yeah.
It was up to like 340 billion, the market cap. Just every coin was up like 10-15%. But then I bought them at that price. Then Coinbase crashed, transferred the money over to Exodus, and obviously I lost out on fees and credit card fees straight away. And then the markets all went down, didn't they?
Yes, within a space of what, 8 hours, 10 hours?
Yeah, it literally dropped. Like I must have checked it. I think I transferred it over 3-4 o'clock, and I'll say by 6 o'clock, everything, instead of being up, or down.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you how volatile this market is. It's insane, and this is why I brought up my point yesterday. It almost feels like gambling. Nathan used to come to the casino with me. Not that you didn't bet much, did you?
No, not really.
Nathan's not a betting man, so he's not a risky guy. He used to watch me gamble, and he said, "Glenn, you need to calm it down because you're getting back to how you were." But I don't think I've been that bad ever.
No, not terrible. I mean,
I want to invest more into Envian, but he wants to be a bit more reserved and say, look, let's only put in a few hundred. So, yeah, that's where we are today. So I said to Nathan, should we convert our Ethereum that we've got that seems to be going down? At the minute, they're down 5%. I'll have a look to see what the conversion rates are, the exchange rate through Exodus, and then convert it all into Dash, because every time I wake up, the only one that's always on the up is Dash. I thought if I go bed tonight, maybe 600-700 quid is now 720 or something. So then we've made 60 quid in our sleep, which that would be a nice feeling.
well, yeah.
So let's have a little look. Dash is currently up. Let's refresh this. So I'm giving you a live feed. It's now the 30th of November at 10 to 8. So quite late on the day in the UK. My friends just text me actually saying, "Hi mate, are you staying up to midnight to buy, or are you doing it in the morning?" He's talking about Envian. Now he was going to put about 750 in.
Yeah.
He was going to put it on a credit card. I need to ring him up and tell him the news about Envian, because otherwise he's going to be staying up till midnight for no reason. So yeah, currently Dash is up 12%. It was up 7% a little while ago, like you saw on that other page. So it's crept up to another 5% while we've been sitting here, essentially.
Well, it's gone up 6% since we transferred it over.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea, Exodus, this is a software that I use, and I've done a video about this before if you want to go back and watch that. Is a wallet which they've sort of with a high glossy finish to it, and it's very easily laid out so dumb people like me can see all your coins in one place rather than having loads of different coins. You haven't got one of these, have you, Nathan?
No, I've got a Coinbase and a MyEther wallet.
Yeah, MyEther wallet, I have used that, but I find it really awkward to use.
To be honest, I've literally just set it up and printed out my paper wallet. That's all I did.
But then, so have you tried logging back into it?
A few times, yeah. It's all you
do.
do.
You sit there and manually type it, or have you got it saved?
No, I've got it saved. All you do is you just copy the copy the wallet address, and then when
Yeah.
you go in, or no, not even the wallet, your private key. Copy your private key,
Yeah.
and then you select that option when you want to log
Yeah,
into
I
your
want to log
wallet,
in via
and
key.
then just copy it into that private key, and it'll bring everything straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I've logged into it, and I've got. I mean, now I've only because I put all my Ethereum into this Exodus the other day. I had about a fiver in there, £5 British pounds worth of Ethereum.
Yeah.
Now I've got nothing because I wanted to use this Exodus, but I had a look, and Exodus do accept the ERC20 tokens, which Envium are going to be paying people out in the tokens. So I was thinking if I had them in here, it's a very easy, clear way of viewing it.
But you won't be able to get them in there because obviously, with it being an ERC20 token, means that they've obviously the EVM tokens. They'll go into my Ether wallet because obviously my Ether wallets will take your EVM tokens.
Yeah, these guys take it.
What? So
EVM
what? That,
tokens.
so it will go on there. Will it go on there though?
Yeah, but this is where I was getting confused. Now let's just say that it goes into my Ethereum pot, if you like. So my little pot here with the zero in there. So say I've got £100 of Ethereum in there.
Yeah.
How do I differentiate? If I go to pay for something, how do I know the difference between an ERC20 token and an Ethereum coin?
Because I'm guessing it'd say on there, it'd say EVM.
Well,
it wouldn't say Ethereum. It'd say
I went
EVM.
to their website Exodus, and I actually went to the help section and asked, and it said that when you go into saying like this, it will say something different in here. So it will say underneath like brackets ERC20. So you'll know that. Okay. But then I was thinking that's risky because if I've got 2.5 Ethereum in here, and some of them are a mixture of tokens. I don't want to accidentally transfer the tokens to someone when I'm trying to pay for like a new ICO or something like that. Do you see what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because the money's traced to that token. So I was actually thinking I need to keep it in an account that's completely separate, that has nothing to do with me transferring money in and out on a weekly basis.
But the only problem there that you've got is whatever wallet your ERC20 token is going to be in,
they're the ones.
It's going to be the same wallet Ethereum's going to go in. So then
they're going to be mixed up anyway.
You risk running the same problem.
It's true. So if you know the answer to that, please comment down below. That was complete geek talk there, wasn't it? That was like, anyone listening to that who's not followed this over the last few weeks, they're going to be like ERC20 tokens, Ethereum, Dash. So yeah, it is a bit of a mouthful.
Actually, another wallet I do use is, I set this up last night. I think I told you about it. It's called Spectrocoin. And this is what I invested with that the ICO that I was telling you about.
Mm.
It's quite easy to use actually. I transferred my remaining
so what, you got
Ethereum.
What's 206?
It's Bankera tokens.
Okay.
Basically, all I did is I just transferred it over to this Spectrocoin.
50 Ethereum.
50? Right, like
50 quid's worth of Ethereum.
No, I had like £3.87.
Oh, right.
And I just transferred that over, and then just literally, it was just as easy as do it, just exchange.
What, and they accept the ERC20?
I'm not too sure what they accept, to be honest. But yeah, when it goes live on the market, I can exchange them tokens into whatever I want to exchange them into. Okay,
and what app's that called again?
It's called Spectrocoin.
Spectrocoin. So Nathan recommends that. Send him hate mail if it doesn't work out, not me. So yeah, we actually transferred, just to show you guys, we exchanged our, and this is new actually, so just to let you know, there's been an update with Exodus, so now there's the new 1.39.4 update, and you can now actually, you couldn't do this before, click view order history, and you can view pending transactions that are going through. So when I actually first did this exchange, it did say this can take up to 30 minutes, but it has now been, what, an hour?
Yeah.
We did it
bang on an hour.
Yeah, it's been about an hour and it's still saying exchange in progress. Normally with Exodus, you do have a like a noise, like a coin chinging noise, so it goes ching, and that's when you know the money's gone through. But you'll probably hear that on this video, actually, hopefully, fingers crossed, while we're talking. So, you tell them about the. I've just got to put this on charge. Tell them about the ICO that we were looking into, the trade ICO, but we've decided not to in the end.
Oh, basically, it was trade the ICO. What they were saying was they'd look at ICOs on your behalf, and then they'd invest, and they'd pay you out 50% of profits, and then they'd keep 25%, and the other 25% would be reinvested to put the value up on their tokens. Now, we both looked into it. It looked like a good idea, but in terms of reviews of that certain ICO, there was none. I couldn't find, neither of us could find a single review about it. So I said, let's just leave it alone, which is, well, inevitably what we've done.
Yeah, so we've decided to give that one a miss. Obviously, still looking at Envian as our main investment. But you've got some others, Nath, that you feel quite strongly about. What were the two?
One was Bitdegree. I mean, that was. They've been around a while.
Let's type that up on the screen so people can see it. Go on, keep talking.
Yeah, they've been around a while, just doing online courses, different computer courses, and I believe they were doing them for nothing. But now what they want to do is they want to obviously broaden their courses and pay people out in tokens whenever they complete a course, because there's so many thousand courses getting rolled into, but then there's so many thousand that don't get finished because people can't be bothered. Whereas they want to give people an incentive to finish their course, so they'll pay them out in these tokens.
So instead of you paying for this degree thousands of pounds, they pay you to finish it.
Yeah, it's like a pay to learn scheme.
So how is the degree company? How will they make their money?
See, I was looking, and I
obviously
couldn't
they'll receive an
see...
initial investment from the ICO, so that's going to be a big lump sum of it. But I wonder how they're going to make their money. So we'll have to have a little read of that. But that's one that you feel quite strongly about.
Yeah,
so far from what you've seen.
That was one I looked at, and it looked quite good.
It's another use of the blockchain that, again, obviously 6 months to a year ago, you would have never ever thought. If I said to someone, would you do this degree and actually get paid to do it, you'd think, oh God, yeah, just bite your arm off.
Yeah.
And this is saying that the blockchain are offering to people that would have never been possible a little while ago. But saying that, me and Nathan haven't actually done it. Well, I don't know, you've researched it, but I haven't done any major research, so I don't know how their business. I like to.
Well, the thing is, they've been around a long time.
So they've already
got
platform
so many millions of students that have already enrolled over the years. I mean, I haven't looked at it recently, so everything's a bit hazy on it.
They've got quite a big white paper.
White paper. To me, the white paper was really good. It was really detailed. It covered everything.
Join now. Community on Telegram. Find all the answers to your questions. So there you go. Well, maybe I'll search them and I'll have a little read.
They actually go live tomorrow.
What? The ICO?
Yeah, the ICO goes live tomorrow.
So crowd sale starts. Do you get a discount for signing up? Is it cheaper if you start
I think I've got 10 of their tokens just for signing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So maybe I'll sign up to them tonight as well. We'll have a look at that. So that's another. And what's the other one?
It's called DANEEL. This is basically .io. It's basically I think it's a trading bot from what I can understand from it.
And it starts in 3 days.
And I think what it does is
the first AI created to help cryptocurrency investors. So investment bots are a bit controversial, Nath. But what?
Right, basically, because they've got a prototype. They have got a prototype. I looked at it, and what you do is you type in the coin you want to look at, and it will tell you what it's at that time. And then I'm pretty sure it tells you like how it scores it on different things, and then it will say whether it's a good or bad investment.
Okay, so again, that's worth it. That is a big white paper. I mean, that goes on for ages. So that's going to take quite a while to read through that. So I won't bother trying to give you highlights of that now because I'll just be talking gibberish. So they're the two that you feel quite strongly about.
Yeah.
So if you had money, well, we got the money there. you would put money in these two over all the other ICOs that you've seen so far?
Other than envying, yes.
So coming on to Envian, good segue, Nathan. Envian had an announcement today. They are delaying the start of their ICO sale. So it was meant to go live midday tomorrow, which would be December the 1st, but it's been delayed, as you can see here, by another 15 days essentially. So it's going to go on sale December the 15th. Still at the same price, still gradually going up to $1. Everything else has stayed the same, but their reason for changing it was...
It's right there. Click that.
I'll let you guys have a read for that. But what I took from it was that they've been approached by, they say, one of the world's largest banks, and this bank is they've had it, and they mention it in Telegram. They've had him. I'm trying to get my words out. Interest and investment from electricity firms, so firms that want to build these units that they can plug in next to their power stations. Because obviously for the electricity company, the electricity is free for them, isn't it? Because they own the electricity and they can mine with it. So they've said, look, you make us these units, we'll buy them off you for whatever they are. That was one side of their business, which they said they would use some of the profit that to reinvest back into the ICO, which we're investing in as well. So it was going to help us all out. But now they've had an investment from, or an interest, sorry. They've had an investment, interest from a world major bank, and they've said that they would like to. Go on, Nate, if you tell them.
They want. They basically want to invest in what Envian are doing.
They've said they wanted to invest, but if for them to invest, being a bank, which obviously I assume holding lots of other people's money. They've said you have to have certain securities regulations in place before we would look to invest, but they're looking to invest obviously I assume like mental amount of money. So Envian have said, okay, what we'll do is we'll push the start date back for the ICO and try and get these regulations and rules in place. So they're saying that they're going to be one of the most secure and regulated ICO to date. Compared to all the other ICOs that are out there, which are just sort of not following any guidelines, essentially. These guys are actually saying, well, look, if we get this and this in place, we can do this, and we can open our investment up to not just general public, but also major investors, banks. They're saying now that because they're going to meet the criteria of law for Swiss investors, people from Switzerland can now invest in it. Whereas up until yesterday they couldn't. I believe if you still want to invest in them, if you're from America, you still need to have a investor do it on your behalf. So a gentleman called Tyrone, who messages me quite a lot through the Bitglen Facebook page, he was gutted the other day, but he said, "Oh, I'm not going to have time now to get an investor on my, in time." He only found out about it 2 days ago.
Oh.
So if you're watching this, Tyrone, which I think he watches all my videos, I hope, you've got 2 more weeks now. So you've got 2 more weeks to go out there and find that investor and invest. But to me, this just strengthens Envian even more. Everyone had this, worries and concerns about them, but they're actually taking a big risk here because as of now, we're sitting here because we were prepared. We got all our money ready, didn't we? We put it into Ethereum. We had it all ready to transfer tomorrow. And obviously my friend, he's sitting there. He's saying that he's going to wait till midnight tonight because he thought it was 12 o'clock midnight. So it's a big gamble because now I'm going to have to ring up and say to Andy, look, actually, they pushed it back. He's going to say, why is that? Why is that? So it might put people off. So there might be a lot of investors, but I suppose that's going to be outweighed by the extra people that are going to have invest in it in the next 2 weeks. Because they've got between now and the 15th to ramp up their marketing and get people. Obviously, I'm talking about it. You're talking about it, and to you guys as well, we're all talking about it. So their interest is probably going to go up. and they're going to meet the criteria of one Swiss, so that's a whole nother country that can now invest that couldn't the other day, and they're meeting the criteria of this bank, which they're not going to invest £1,000 like me and Nathan. They're going to invest, probably 20 million, I would assume. I don't know. That obviously they haven't announced any of those sort of figures. So that's a massive. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, really. Obviously, we're gutted because we were really excited, pumped for it for tomorrow, weren't we? So I'm a bit down about that. But then when they announced that and when I saw the video, so if you do want to watch the reason why, let me see if I can get it up on Facebook. A gentleman called, what was it? Laurent. He's the gentleman that actually talks to everyone in the community on Telegram. He has released a video explaining why. Here we go, this one here. So I'd highly suggest that you check this out on.
In our run-up to announcing our ICO, we received offers from...
So I'll let you watch all that because it goes on for a few minutes actually. So search them on their Facebook, and that's where their video is for that. So I feel really about... I've got everyone's Facebook up on it. I feel more confident about Envian than I did this time yesterday.
Well, they've made big steps. So
how do you feel, obviously, as an investor, that you were willing to put your money in tomorrow and now you can't?
Well, I was a bit gutted at first when they put it back, but after reading about why they put it back, it makes sense.
So you think it's a good thing?
Yeah.
Does it fill you with more confidence?
It does, yeah, but like any other ICO, it could fail miserably.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. So it's Nathan's belief, actually, that the ICOs generally go down in price once they hit the market, once the sale starts. So he believes that, obviously, instead of the Envian tokens being worth $1 on January the 14th, you think they're going to drop in price because that's the trend that you've noticed?
Yeah, I think they'll go down before they go up, personally.
So I put to him, well, why are we buying them in the pre-sale then? Why don't we just buy them? What are your thoughts with that? Why wouldn't you just wait until they've hit the market January the 14th?
Because you don't know. There's always
run the risk.
Everything. Things look like they're going to follow the same pattern, but sometimes things go the opposite way. So I could be wrong. It could go up. And by looks at what they're doing, it could go up.
There you go. From the horse's mouth. So actually, it's nice having Nathan here because normally I'm saying, "Oh, my friend Nathan said." So yeah, it's nice that he's actually part of the video now. So that's pretty much it, guys. Unless is there something else you want to talk about?
No.
So I think that's everything I wanted to cover today. Let's check our Exodus wallet just before you go. No, still hasn't gone through. So we still haven't received our £660 worth of Dash, was it?
Yeah,
that's in pounds, so probably just under $1,000.
Yeah, not far off.
So it still hasn't gone through. So that's a bit concerning because it's now been an hour and 10 minutes. So anyway, that's enough from me. My name's Bitglen. You can find me at Bitglen on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram. Nath, what are yours?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Twitter.
What's the name?
Well, depends.
You don't want to give him your personal one.
Well, no.
Didn't you set up one?
I did, yeah. Bitbone85, yeah.
And what's that on?
That is just on Twitter.
So find Nathan on Twitter, Bitbone85. And obviously I'm on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Just before we go, a big thank you to everyone. I said the other day that I'd like to hit 50 subscribers by the end of the week. That was yesterday, and it went up sort of 3 or 4 last night. So thank you for that. You must have watched the video yesterday and subscribe. Don't forget to click, I believe it's down here, little coin, click that. And don't forget to do the little bell so you get notifications when my new videos go live. I've done a preview of Envian a couple of days ago, and that was meant to be 48 hours before the sale, but it's now 2 and a bit weeks before the sale. So yeah, a bit pointless, I suppose. So thank you very much for that. Keep liking the videos, keep subscribing. If you want to ask us any questions on anything we've talked about today, either comment down below or send us a message through any of those social media. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. See you later.
Bye.